Okay, today we're going to talk about magnesium in the skin, detoxification, um, some stuff from the article on theheartoftradition.com. I'm going to read that to you. Magnesium and tissue structure. Magnesium contributes to our structural development and is necessary for the synthesis of DNA and RNA, especially in the conjunctive tissues. All the components of this essential connective tissue in which we store cellulite depend on magnesium. Four macromolecules form the conjunctive tissue. Collagen, high quality magnesium is needed to modulate its synthesis and degradation. Elastin, high quality magnesium is needed to modulate its synthesis and degradation. And proteoglycans, regulated by magnesium and allow the conjunctive tissues to resist compression. Glycoproteins, regulated by magnesium and allow tissue healing. As far as the detoxification, um, magnesium is a crucial factor in the natural process of self-cleaning and detoxification within the body. Muscle contraction, which depends on magnesium, works in tandem with the lymphatic system for the elimination of lipids from the interstitial fluid. Some of these lipids return to the bloodstream to be filtered by the liver, with the secretions of the gallbladder to be finally eliminated in the stool with these lipophilic toxins. Okay, so where are we at here? This is about detoxification. This is about the skin. We're kind of tying these things in together. And so our ancestors used, you look back at like Greek and Roman antiquity, it comes back to magnesia. That was the center of the bath culture. It developed after that in different parts of the empire, including Bath in England and Spa in Belgium. And in France, a lot of the thalassotherapies that were there, a lot of the bathing and mineral-rich waters practices. These all had amazing benefits for the skin as well. That's why people would travel to the Dead Sea at the time, in certain times for I guess people local to that area somewhat, but would travel there for psoriasis and other skin conditions. Um, so like eczema and stuff like that, because the magnesium rich water was helpful in the elimination of that. So now we're trying to find the same way to do these old traditions, but in a modern format where we can bring it to ourselves in this one little blue bottle, this glass bottle, and we can just get it done at home for 20 bucks instead of paying, or 25 or whatever, instead of paying all the money it takes to travel around the world for that. So we're trying to keep these traditions from being lost, basically. So that's one key element there to the skin, is how the skin, not only is the skin acidic, but it also has the lipid structure underneath it. And so the first layer is acidic to ward off, bacteria, but then that acidity plays well into the magnesium chloride paradigm, because when you're in the water, the seawater that has magnesium chloride in it, your body starts to absorb that same chloride and take it in through the skin. It's part of its natural function. And so that allows for an acidification process to happen on that metal or salt metal item, that little compound, that molecule that's like metallic in nature, and that acidification starts to work towards its assimilation. And then the lipidic processes allow it to attach to other sugars and esters or lipids to allow it to be, like food, taken into the body at a deeper level and used. Just like all the molecules we create now outside of the body through different processes of acidification, and then we sell them to you as patented molecules, this, that, and the other. But the body is capable of making the threonate, the glycinate, the oxide and citrate. It makes all of that, and from the chloride molecule. So when you eat something, the hydrochloric acid takes the magnesium, and you have this magnesium chloride, which comes back into the play no matter if you're using it or not. So this is an essential element which connects us to the sea in some way. And so this is important for the skin. It helps detoxify the skin. It helps regenerate the skin. It does have like a dry oil feel when you use it. Like there's no oil, there's no base. It's a brine, but it has like a viscosity to it. And so it dries on the skin like salt water kind of does, except for it's thicker than that. You can feel it's between water and oil. And so it has this texture, but it dries on the skin and it regenerates that same skin. So it's really amazing for dermatosis and different types of skin problems, eczema and psoriasis and blemishes or rosacea, or I have a lot of my terms because I did my naturopathic schooling in France, so I'm still translating little by little everything back into English. But anyway, so a lot of skin conditions can be helped by high levels of magnesium circulating through the body. I recommend getting only the best stuff. Do not get the endocrine disrupting plastic bottled versions of this, because that leaches into the molecule and then that brings that into the cells. Now, and on top of that, most of the brands you find in America, unlike this brand that's coming from France and Switzerland and Europe, where they have this bath culture, you will have a lot of like USP grade stuff that's just like solvent extracted. It's not the real deal. It pretends it's from Zechstein, but it's not. And so it's just masquerading under the term ancient this or Permian that or genuine this and genuine Zechstein or true Zechstein or whatever. So the Zechstein Inside logo is what you need to show that you have the batch protocol stuff that comes from Vindam, Holland, the only place where this natural salt formation exists. So you can't recreate that. And so, but the marketing can, and so we're trying to get away from that. So instead of spending a dollar, 80 a week on a much cheaper product, ours costs $3 a week to do. It's not that expensive, but it's more expensive than the others. But that's because it's in glass. The glass is not just a little additional cosmetic add-on. It's a very powerful statement, and it's also ecological. But more importantly than both of those things is it doesn't contain the endocrine disruptors which stick to that molecule. That molecule is too important in the body for you to attach it to anything. And so, and then on the top of that, of all that, it's not diluted and it's not solvent extracted or chemically treated. That's the worst part, is that they refine this stuff. And so when it's in a natural state, you don't have to add any chemicals to it to produce it or to solvent extract it. In the industry, it's called upgrading. So we're trying to stay away from those type of products and give you the right thing. So come check us out at theheartoftradition.com.